Bucky's Basement. Bucky's Basement.
Welcome to this week's episode of Bucky's Basement. I am Bucky, and in the basement with me tonight is Oldboy.
Howdy.
And Juicebox.
What's up?
And this week we are going to do another fast pitch. We knew you guys really enjoyed our first episode of this series we entitled Fast Pitch, where, you know, we take a movie. No, we actually, what do we do, Oldboy?
We draw, we determine a number, and then that many letters we pull out of a hat to determine a movie title. And then from there, we go to our corners and we write a movie pitch, and we come back and pitch it on air.
In 15 minutes.
In 15
you
minutes,
left out
right.
a very difficult aspect to what we're doing on Bucky's Basement with the series called Fast Pitch.
We time ourselves. Yeah, that's what makes it fast.
That's what I love about it, because you're under pressure in there. Last time it took me like half the time just to think up the idea, and then I was just like scrambling, but it worked out.
It worked out well, man. Backs against the wall. Do it.
And if you guys listened to the last episode of Fast Pitch, you knew that we covered a couple of different genres of film. We had a sci-fi film called Above.
Slash horror, yeah.
Yeah, we had a slasher, like 70s slasher film called Devilry.
Yep.
And where two mascots went at it, high school mascots.
Yep.
Was there nudity in yours?
Of course. It was made in the 70s, if you remember correctly. Or, I'm sorry, it was set in the 70s.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, yes, there was nudity.
I like it.
And then we had, the post-apocalyptic Neverland story about how the fairies took over.
Yeah, dude. I really, really want to see that movie.
I was on board with everything except for Florence Pugh as the casting. I don't know why. I just can't get on board. I can't see Florence Pugh as a fairy.
Oh, I thought as soon as you said Florence Pugh, I was like, okay, she's a Tinkerbell-esque. I could see her as in a Tinkerbell or fairy outfit.
They were angry fairies. Like, we've seen her like flipping roles, like, Midsummer, where, she's like this innocent person and then kind of flips into that boss role at the end. Right? She was the main fairy. She was Jezebel, Tinkerbell's long lost daughter.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, I thought you were going to break.
Jezebel.
I thought you were going to break when Oldboy loved it when Lou Diamond Phillips supposedly reprised his role as Rufio.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we are excited to bring you a whole nother week of Fast Pitch, where again, like Oldboy said, we take we each draw a name out of a hat based on a predetermined number of how many words this title of this movie is going to be. And then we go in our corners for 15 minutes and we each write a film based on this same title, and we all come back and pitch it to you.
Yep.
And we just kind of see what happens. So
how many words do we draw out today?
I'm going to make a noise to go along with this since we don't have like a spinner or something.
Drum roll.
Beep, boop, boop, beep, boop, 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 boop. 5.
Whoa. The last time we did Fast Pitch, we drew the number 1, and that means a special episode where we all get to draw our own word. This week we are drawing 5 words. We're going to pass this hat around until we've drawn out 5 words. We're going to order them correctly.
Sure.
We'll all vote on that. And then we're going to go write this film. So
wish us luck.
yeah, I'm going to draw out the first word. I'm going to pass this to Oldboy.
All right. Can y'all hear that?
I think they
That
can
was his
hear it.
hair.
Also, they can see it if they're watching us on YouTube. Speaking of that, we are on YouTube
man,
every week with these episodes.
I've got one that could be 2 words.
So it could be or is.
Could be.
So it's a combined word?
I'll show you.
This is going to be an interesting one.
Holy shit.
All right.
All right, just hold it.
And this is number 5. So we've drawn them out. I'm going to go first. The 2 words that I drew for tonight's Fast Pitch are A, which is a solid, and you could use it anywhere, A, and house. I've got a house.
A house.
Yep.
All right, I've got parting
Okay.
and it could be on or it could be no. See what I mean?
What do you mean? No, let me
see
that.
If you look at it like that, it looks like no.
Yep.
But see if you turn it upside down, my friend. Looks like
Okay, let's do it. Mine is relations.
Ooh.
So my vote for the title is Parting Relations on a House. Or wait.
maybe,
Was that
maybe, or
was that the word?
Or
it is a parting on house relations. I think that's the same thing.
I don't know. I thought of like something. I already thought of like a movie there.
yeah,
A parting on house relations.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
I guess we could go.
yeah. I mean, that could, yeah. All right.
Relations on a parting house. Is that what you said?
No.
No, I said parting relations on a house. That doesn't make sense.
Okay. I think we go with what how's it read right now?
A parting on house relations.
All right.
Keep in mind, there are 1,000 words in this hat right now, and this is what we drew. So it sounds like we're getting real serious this week on Fast Pitch. We're going to take 15 minutes. We're going to step away. We're going to write the movie A Parting on House Relations.
See you guys in a few.
All right.
We're back from our 15-minute hiatus here on Bucky's Basement on our episode of Fast Pitch, where you guys know before the break we drew the words A Parting on House Relations, and tonight this is what we are going to do in Bucky's Basement. Is we all went away for 15 minutes, and now we're back with our versions of the title A Parting on House Relations. The last time we did this, we kicked off with Oldboy. And
Right.
And I think that we're gonna switch it up here. Let's just move around the table clockwise. So Juicebox is up first with his version of A Parting on House Relations.
I'm going to take a sip of this bourbon first.
Take your time, my man. This was not an easy title to work through.
I could have written a whole movie. I don't know. I got this one.
And again, this
hell,
is not
I'm
enough
excited,
time.
babe.
This is not enough time to come up with the actors, the tagline, the movie marriage, and your plot for the movie A Parting on House Relations. But somehow we do it every single week on Bucky's Basement. Here is Juicebox with his version.
Okay, so mine is starring Michael Shannon and Charlize Theron.
I like Michael Shannon already.
Carrie Starling is a junior representative in the House of Representatives. She scrapped to win her district in a dirty fight against a deep-pocketed incumbent. Her first year in Congress is one defeat after another for her as she realized how broke the system really is. After one particularly heartbreaking defeat where she saw her district lose money to another more tenured representative, Carrie is drowning her sorrows in her favorite dive. A little place enough off the beaten path to feel a little bit rough, but still safe. She notices a man looking at her from across the bar. Tony approaches her and buys her a drink. They hit it off immediately and hook up. Carrie wakes up the next morning to find Tony snooping around in her office, looking through her recent attempts to pass a bill and some of her other paperwork from Congress. He says he can help her get her next bill passed. She laughs, but Tony seems serious. Sure, she says in a non-believing way, but then tells Tony her next attempt at getting a district help they need. And she knows the vote is going to be almost evenly split. She shows up the next day to find 2 representatives missing from the vote. The legislation is passed and her district gets the help it needs. She meets Tony later that night and Tony reveals he's the reason the representatives didn't show up. Carrie doesn't ask any questions, but she does tell Tony about another representative giving her trouble. That person disappears as well. This continues. You guys are making me laugh. This continues as Carrie raises in the ranks of Congress, with Tony by her side as her lover and her fixer. She's ready to become Speaker of the House. She's gone all the way that far. She calls Tony into her office right before she's getting ready to accept the position. Tony walks behind her, gives her one of his patented massages that always makes her feel so relaxed. She loves him. But for some reason, this time she's feeling a little more relaxed than normal. Something's wrong. She can't move. Tony walks around the desk to face her. "I'm sorry, babe." In walks the new young junior representative. He puts her arms around Tony. "You became everything you hated. and I couldn't let you continue. He turns around and walks out the door as Carrie slumps into her chair.
Holy fucking shit, dude.
Man,
15 minutes? You did that. You just...
You went a direction I was not anticipating either, man.
In 15 minutes, you created that?
I mean, yeah.
I've got... Oh, all right, so... God damn, that was good, right?
It was great, dude.
That was... So we're going... election style here, right? But we've got a hitman who's just taking people out to get people elected.
It's clever, man.
It really is.
The title was just like right there. I don't know. That's the first way my brain went.
A parting on
house,
house relations, and we are talking. We were going straight politics here. I've got one question that I'm gonna have to like call out some of this plot here.
Please.
All right. So what's the main character's name?
Carrie Starling.
Carrie Starling. All right. So she hooks up with this hitman who's played by Michael Shannon, which I love the character placement here, right? I love it.
It is good.
She hooks up with him at a bar.
Yep.
And then the very next scene, from what you read, he's in her office. So did they go fuck in her office?
No, in the office at her house. Like she has a little office at her house.
But
where she
she's
keeps
like
a lot of her
collecting
paperwork.
documents in her own office.
I mean, she works. I mean, she's in the government. She probably has like tons of paperwork and stuff for go. I don't know exactly how government works, man. I only had 15 minutes to write this.
You
dude.
see on TV, people can like take documents to their homes. Apparently,
Hold on. I just like that you assumed they went back to her office.
That's what I wanted. That is the one. Okay, so if we're writing this movie, that has to be in there. This is not the office in her house. They went back to her office after the bar, right? I want that so bad.
I mean, I'm down for that. I'm changing it.
All right, so this dude kills 2 people that could change this election, and then he continues to kill people that she wants to change the election, and then all of a sudden she's on the back end of an assassin.
Yeah, basically, she got too powerful, became the person that she like was fighting against initially, and he moved on to the younger, hotter. It was a double-edged thing. He moved on to the younger, hotter chick, and also she became too powerful and was like corrupt.
Right, shadow government.
Huge fan. I mean, I do like it.
Great.
This is something that I would see.
For 100%, 100%.
This is like one of those.
What's your tagline?
Yeah,
My tagline is: "All in favor, say ah."
Damn it, it's good.
It may be a little. That may have been a little cheesy.
All
It
right.
needs more of a like Wilhelm scream.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, use the Wilhelm scream. All right, I love it. You casted it. You have a tagline. What's your movie marriage?
Oh shit.
that's the hardest one.
It is. Mine's shit.
Yeah.
I don't even want to read my pitch now.
I mean, my movie marriage is probably like the TV show Dexter and like any type of like any congressional type of drama or something.
House of
like
Cards and
yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sweet.
Okay.
I like it. Damn. Yeah. Playing off the word house. I went a different house, but all right.
You did. Do you want to go next?
No,
on
no.
the movie title, A Parting
We're
on
going
House
clockwise.
Relations. Oh, we are
Yeah.
going. I tried to get out of this, didn't I? This
Good.
is one
You got
that I thoroughly enjoyed writing the movie Fairies, and I think that had some legs after Oldboy told me that it was, or maybe Juicebox said it was part of an IP, or Oldboy
Absolutely.
said that, and
Yeah.
I'm just creating something for the future.
Yeah.
With A Parting on House Relations, you can't really do that. So I went to my corner, and this is how I anticipate this title.
All right.
A father has finally built the house of his dreams, his legacy, if you will, equipped with everything, no expenses spared. His idea with this endeavor is to build a future for his children, something that can be passed down through generations of Johnsons.
Why? Why?
First thing that popped in my head. Can I start over?
House of Johnson.
Generations of
Generation-
Johnsons.
Generations of
I'm sorry.
Johnsons.
I'm not
Yeah.
trying to derail that, but
All right, we're cutting
It's
that
all
out.
all right.
Give me a last name. That's one thing I've underlined.
no, we're not cutting any of this out.
Yeah, generation of Johnsons.
Give me a last name.
Smith.
I can't do this. Oh man. Something that can be passed down through generations through generations of Smiths. The man grows old, and it's time for the three estranged siblings, Alva, Dan, and Leo, to vie for the right to the inheritance of the house. When they arrive at their father's deathbed, he asks them who wants it the most. Then the horror begins. So that's my movie. We're insinuating this is a fight to the death or the last one, right? The last person standing gets this house that he has created in, completely built, and an idea of passing it down through generations.
Like Succession, but like horror.
Yeah, kind of, right?
I've
got Succession part of my movie marriage, but Succession, and at the end it kind of flips. It's like a serious type of movie in the beginning, and then you find out they're like it's basically the Joker, breaking a pool stick in half and throwing it in the middle of the room, and no, let's see who does it.
Yeah. How old were the kids?
So they are older, right?
Okay.
I've got the father played by Sam Elliott.
The siblings are smoking Ben Affleck.
I know. I feel like Sam Elliott's going to be every single week for you. Single time
he's an old father type character. All right, I've got Alva as the oldest. She's the daughter. She's the only female, and she's a successful businesswoman and cutthroat. Alva is played by Natalie Portman.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, then I've got Dan. He's the middle child. He's an aspiring musician, will do anything to become the top guy. For some reason, I have that played by Andrew Garfield, because in the 15 minutes I had to do this, I just Googled like 30s actors.
Hey, I like that.
And he can sing, so all right, you got it.
Can he sing?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. And then the youngest is just graduated. His name's Leo, and he's a stoner, and he's a spoiled kid. I've got Leo played by Gaten Matarazzo, which is the curly-haired kid in Stranger Things.
Oh, right.
So he needs to grow up and, get a prominent role, right? You've got to break out of that Stranger Things thing. As far as my movie marriage for this, I do have Succession and I don't have anything else. Then that's a show. It's not even a movie. But I guess if you combine them all, it would be kind of a movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like Succession and like Would You Rather or something almost. It's like some kind of like battle, last person standing.
Or it was the elevator movie. What was that called?
Elevator?
Devil.
Devil.
Yeah,
it is
right?
Devil. Yeah.
I
still haven't seen
That's
that.
the thing I'm going for. I'm going for a really noir, like, great beginning where this guy's building this house, and then you don't know his hidden secret, which he really wants his children to fight for the death for this house. Instead of him dying and not knowing what's going to happen, he wants to know what happens before he dies. Right? All right. So I've got taglines. The first one's terrible. The second one, I actually went to the restroom during this assignment and thought of something that I think's really funny. But here's my original tagline for A Parting on House Relations. A parting on house relations. Who will inherit the house? You think that's funny?
No, I like it. It's fine.
Here's my other one. What I thought was funny is A Parting on House Relations. Who will finally be an only child? I can't even get through that.
That gives too much away.
I guess it really does.
But that's good too.
But are we surprising people, or are we selling like, man, this is going to be awesome? Like, just like a hard rock song.
If your preview shows it's kind of a battle royale, I love that tagline because it's kind of a battle royale, right? Like in a way.
Yeah.
Like they're
They're parting, definitely.
right. And you could have some sibling like, hey, come on, let's go get the big brother.
Oh yeah,
Or
we'll
you
do
know,
backstories
all that
and
stuff.
shit like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, you got
I love
that.
it. I love it.
I had 15 minutes.
And then one of them ends up sacrificing themselves at the end. So, what's his name? What's his name?
Gaten
Gaten.
Matarazzo. He's not going to sacrifice himself, I don't think.
Oh, but the stoner's got to sacrifice himself. So his like brother that can. His brother can make it. Yeah,
he's a stoner. His brother's a musician. His daughter's kind of the
She's always treated him like shit.
Yeah,
She's the tough one. Yeah.
The middle one has a soft spot, but again, remember my description was who will do anything to be the top guy.
Right.
So also cutthroat in a way because his sister bled that onto him. I think we're going too long with a parting on house relations.
I think we could build it out.
Bucky's version.
I think we could build it out.
All right, so we got one left. If you didn't like the first two, if you didn't like the first one, then you are not a movie fan whatsoever. But we definitely have one left from Oldboy.
Oh man!
So the final script writing here on Fast Pitch of a parting on house relations.
A parting on house relations. A guidebook on how to get rid of a roommate. No, that's not it. Jenny and Gunnar are college sweethearts, eager to start their life together after graduation. They are also heavily involved in Greek life on campus and lead their respective chapter houses. The perfect couple living their best lives. However, everything falls apart after the biggest mixture of rush week, as one of Jenny's sorority sisters accuses Gunnar of a heinous crime. Now, everyone on campus is talking about the accusations. A police investigation, Greek council, and the media are all drawn into what really happened that night, not to mention all the Greek houses. And Jenny is torn between her responsibility to her sister, her chapter, and her love for Gunnar. As Jenny uncovers each new revelation, she begins to question her own sanity about the night's events, and who is telling the truth, and who has the most to gain. A parting on house relations.
Okay.
All right. It's
So
about
what genre?
frat houses.
Okay, what genre are we putting this in?
I put it in drama suspense.
Okay.
That's where I went to.
Yeah, it's not.
I mean, I did too.
Right, well, yeah, I didn't. It's not going to be horror.
For some reason, I think everything ends in horror.
I thought about going that way, but and
I like
then,
it.
All right, so my Sydney Sweeney is Jenny, and I got
You
Tom
just-
Holland as Gunnar. Yeah, I know.
That's an expensive cast right there.
Well, they got to do something besides humor. They can't do funny roles.
Do they do humor?
Do they do drama?
Sydney Sweeney is in like every teenage like drama show on HBO.
I guess I don't watch that.
I know why you're casting Sydney Sweeney. Let's be honest.
And that's all I've got really cast wise.
The main two casts. Everybody else, we're just going to call a casting call at a local college.
Right, yeah.
Right.
Get whoever. And then my movie marriage is Disclosure and Atonement. And I've never seen Atonement, but I know what it's about.
I don't think I've seen either one of those movies.
Disclosure's that Demi Moore, Michael Douglas movie.
Yeah.
Man, it came out when we were younger. Yeah,
Anything in the late 80s, early
Yeah.
90s, Michael Douglas or Demi Moore is going to be fantastic.
And then Atonement is about some I think it's about a lot of accusations. And my tagline is "What happens in the house stays in the house." I mean, it's pretty generic, but that's a parting on house relations.
All right, so why do we go college?
Because I was thinking about house, and I was like, what kind of house stories? And I was like, there's like frat houses, and I was like, I didn't even stop to think. I just went.
Okay.
So I was like, frat houses, and I went frat down that. And I was like, what happened? What kind of parting can you have what kind of relations do you have at a frat house?
All right, so do you know, or could you tell our audience what exactly Gunnar
Did or didn't do?
was hiding?
No, I'm not going to reveal that.
But
think,
was it something serious? Is it
Oh,
a big
super
plot
serious.
twist at the end? Is it
the,
like
the,
a,
the
you know-
it's all about the accusations, and it's it kind of shines a light on what they do at these parties, and you have certain people saying certain things and other people saying certain things,
Yep.
and like what is
that happens
the
in
truth?
college,
Right. What is the truth of it? So the more layers you peel off, like, to get to the truth, it's not what you think,
Okay.
or maybe it is.
Wasn't there like a college movie? Go, was it Go?
I remember Go.
Was it kind of,
Or was
that
it
Go was the one where everybody worked at like the grocery store, and it was a different. There was one college movie that I remember around the same time where like everybody did mushrooms, and the guy from Varsity Blues was in it, and
I feel like that was the same.
it was like
movie.
the same type of thing.
Oh,
I don't think it was that same movie.
No, you're thinking about Rules of Attraction?
Yes.
Yeah,
Rules
yeah.
of Attraction.
Yep.
So, I mean, is this along the lines of
You
kind
could
of
almost
a
go that.
feel like
I
that?
could have
Because there was definitely a Scream that was in college, and I know we're not going horror
Not
here.
Scream,
but
right.
There was a Scream movie that was set in a college setting.
Was it Scream 2?
2 or 3, right?
Okay.
And then she had a lot of, well, I guess in all the Screams, the point was she didn't trust the boyfriend, right? And he may or may not have been the killer. In the first one, he was the killer. In the second one, he was not the killer.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
But the distrust or the,
right, and I think that's why I cast Tom Holland, is because, like, I think people naturally like Tom Holland. I think
Yeah.
I'd like to see a switch in behavior.
you want a heel turn.
Right,
You want
a heel
Tom
turn.
Holland heel turn.
Well, I think when any accusation is made like that, people make their own judgments, right? So it's like
Correct.
the very first thing you're thinking of is like, oh, this motherfucker's guilty, right? So,
Yeah.
and so, are you getting to the truth to prove his innocence or to prove his guilt? Will you like the answer when you get there? It's the whole thing's ugly. So anyway,
Yep.
that's I don't know, that's where I went.
All right.
I enjoyed it. I didn't think when I was writing this in 15 minutes, I didn't think anything. I'm thinking a parting on house relations. And the first two things I wrote down on my phone were like, somebody's dying and inheriting a house, or somebody's getting divorced and they're having
Right.
to split a house, right?
I thought
and those are
divorce-
the easy ones, but you
Right.
guys blew my mind. And Juicebox went with the entire political theme of a house.
Right.
And
It is
Old
good.
Boy, went, college
Right.
with Sydney Sweeney. having
I did. It's
Yeah.
never far from my mind.
and fitting the mold.
Right,
So
yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed these things. I would not have said that was, what I would expect from just reading that title, knowing nothing else, not knowing a tagline, not seeing a movie poster, not, knowing a plot or having a friend tell me about this new movie that's coming out. My hat's off to you guys today.
I really like your battle royale.
Yeah.
I mean, that's good stuff, man.
No, that's entertainment. There's a
But that's all
difference.
this is. That's all this is.
All right, so
That's one of those movies that takes off, though, because every single person in the world that has siblings has thought about squaring up with their siblings. And, like, if we were putting in a battle royal, who would win?
Who's going to
And
take
if
it?
you,
Who's
and if
gonna
you have
win?
siblings and you didn't think about that, you're lying.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
You absolutely are, and I think about that too, because to be completely transparent, I'm an only child, right? So
Right.
I have to think outside, like see from outside in.
So you like think about fighting your imaginary friends?
He's
That's
probably
it.
thinking
My
about fighting
imaginary
us right now.
siblings, right?
He's probably
Like,
trying to figure out if he can take us to get out the room.
I always win.
I believe that.
What I'm saying is, if this came to an instance and there was an inheritance of what great proportions, right?
Right.
And you had 3 siblings, and they not necessarily desperately needed the money, but they knew it was coming to one of them and only one. Mm-hmm. What would happen?
Yeah, it's your other one could be Knives Out, Succession, and Knives Out.
Knives Out.
There you
Okay,
go.
that's a good
Yeah.
one. Absolutely.
Yeah. Hell yeah, I love it. I think it's great.
So
All
which
right.
one of these is going to get made?
Tonight or today in this episode of Bucky's Basement definitely goes to Juicebox and his, insane portrayal of politics, assassins, not revenge, a turn,
that's the
plot
the
twist at
that's
the end.
the parting on House Relations is the twist at the end.
Twist.
Yeah.
I like it.
I mean, that is something that, I would tune in to HBO to watch. I would watch a series on it, right?
It could be a good
You've got
series.
this politician who just wants to do the right thing and thinks she's doing the right thing and then gets overcome, right? Is that
Yeah,
more
basically.
or less?
I mean, yeah, she just basically becomes corrupt because she gets too powerful. Like, basically becomes what she hated initially.
Power corrupts, and
then you
absolute
win
power
because you
corrupts
casted
absolutely.
Michael Shannon as a assassin, and I'm just every time that guy just appears on screen, I don't even have to hear him talk. Like, it's an Academy Award to me.
I know, he's so good. I don't know. I was a fan of yours, Bucky. I feel like no offense, old boy, but I feel like yours could be like a Blumhouse or some kind of horror movie like made like that. Like, I feel like that could get funded and made fairly easily.
100%. Like, take out Natalie Portman, and you could probably we could probably find a budget for it.
You could
Take
still
out
get
Natalie Portman.
take out Natalie Portman. You could still get the kid from Stranger Things. Maybe
And-
take out Andrew. I don't know. It depends. Andrew
Yeah.
I
Garfield
think
does
Garfield's
some weird.
expensive.
He's probably up there. Sam Elliott, I'm sure we could get him.
But he's like I mean, we're gonna go
I forgot
punk,
about Stave Elliott.
punk rocker. No,
See, I would watch y'all's movies, man. I'm not even interested in watching my movie, but I would watch y'all's.
I just can't get into yours because I can't get into frat movies.
Me neither. I mean, I didn't write it
because
for
we
me.
never went to one.
I didn't write it for me, man. I just wrote it.
You're right.
But yeah, I could get into y'all's.
Full disclosure, my story is one of my friend's current stories. Let's see how it plays out with building the house for his children, and this is how I want it to end. So
I think I know what you're
don't
talking
tell
about.
him that.
Are you talking about yourself?
No, I'm not.
I know what
I
you're
only have
talking
two
about.
children, one.
Yeah,
and no, one's going to die way before the other one. But what I'm saying is I created this story based off an idea of a friend who's currently going through the thing, and this is how I want to see it play out in like 40 years.
Just
I see.
tell that friend that it's not going to be the kid that he wants it to be.
Yep, never, right?
Dang.
Never. There's
that
always an assassin in the bunch.
Is that friend gonna grow a mustache like Sam Elliott?
When it comes time.
Well, we've had a awesome time today on this episode of Bucky's Basement. Doing another episode of Fast Pitch. We're going to be doing this every once in a while, probably once a month for you guys, where, again, we got 15 minutes to write a film and, just based on a random sequence of words. And tonight, I think we've done a pretty good job. I think we've nailed it the first two. I hope you listening in your car or at work or at home cooking dinner or whatever pictured these films in your head. And if you liked one of them more than the other and you want us to potentially create a graphic for this to show you, something like a movie poster possibly.
Yeah, we've got it cast.
We want you to reach out to us at buckysbasement@gmail.com. Go to buckysbasement.com. We've got a website. You can communicate with us on there. It's awesome. Also go to Instagram at Buckys_basement. Just Google it. Like we say every week, if you find somewhere where you like this, you're listening. Again, we're on YouTube as well, so you can watch us if you really want to look at us and see.
I know. Why would people want to do that?
What this room looks like, and you want to follow us every week.
See what the basement looks like.
Yeah, see what we're wearing. Just check us out and how we interact with each other. You can find us on YouTube every single week. But again, we're going to be back doing this next week in Bucky's Basement.
Hell yeah. Thank you, guys.
Sweet. See y'all.